This ain't no game, this that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. All the shows spread fake news. We just talking podcast. West, Joey, Sam, Sean, Dalton. And you know that boy hit you. He said he wants small fries. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. Here he goes. This place is gone.
If we said it instead of the stone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the bonus episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman, and I have a special co-host today. He's not normally he works for the website, but he doesn't normally do the podcast stuff with us. It's my guy, Blake McCauley. Blake, what's good, man?
How's it going?
Glad to have you on here. Finally, a lot of people thought you didn't exist, so it's good for them to put a face to the name. But we are here for the special holiday bonus pod. I told you all we're not doing our weekly show's gone until after the holidays and stuff, but we got several special interviews lined up. And I don't just book anybody, so I know everybody's gonna be excited. Don't forget, the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however, please send us your questions on social media. Check on the graphic to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media and how you can help support monetarily. We got the YouTube gifts, subscriptions, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Western Union. No, we don't have Western Union. Make sure while you're in here on YouTube that you hit the thumbs up button, like it. It'll help us out more. Shout out to the sponsors of the show: Fitness Market, Fourpex, Collision Course Crew, Cherry Pick and Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, and the very special Shoot 360 family that we have here. Because Peyton just keeps loading up with family members, and I love it. It's awesome. Really quick before we introduce, which this guy needs no introduction, but we're going to do it anyway. Shout out to the women's volleyball team playing in the NCAA Final Four tomorrow night, 6:30 at the KFC Yum Center. All right. This is a guy who really needs no introduction. I had all this stuff. I was talking to him before we started the show, had all this good stuff written about him and everything deleted. This guy is one of the most beloved players in Louisville Cardinal history. He was really our first, I would say since Ellis, our first power. He looked like a pro basketball player. And his on the court demeanor matches off the court demeanor was always really good to everybody that was around him, and he's had teammates that are some of my favorite people on earth: Russ, Peyton, Jerry, Sos, and then some of my favorite players like Gorgie, just to name a couple. I know PK, I cannot leave out Preston Knowles because he will text me or call me and cuss me out. But no, seriously, he will. But the guys he's been around is probably one of the reasons why because you cannot succeed unless you're surrounded by successful people. Well, I mean, you can, but it's harder. I've said enough. He's the 6'10" power forward from Sacramento, California. Terrence Jennings. Let's bring him on, even though he's right in front of me. TJ, what's good, man?
What's good?
Absolutely, man. How you been?
I've been great. I'm really excited. I'm really stoked to be back in the city, get back in tune with the community and the people. The response that I've received since I've got back in the city, I've probably been back in the city maybe a week or two. And the response from the community, from the fans, from everybody has been amazing. They've embraced me. They've welcomed me back. And I appreciate it. And I'm just happy to be here. You know?
Awesome, man. Again, we're here for one of our short little bonus specials. Yeah. So we're not going to take up much of his time because you're back in the Ville and you're working at Shoot 360. Tell us a little bit about how that came to be.
Just haven't been in contact with Peyton and Patience, with the wife and just the family, and they they've really embraced me. Actually, I'll give you a fun fact though. I introduced Peyton to his wife.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I was dating her cousin, and we physically crafted their relationship.
Okay,
ourselves,
okay.
and we knew that we were going to bring them together, and they were going to be together happily forever and ever.
That
Yes.
that is you won't get that anywhere else. That's a scoop that we had right here.
She'll
first.
tell you that herself. But I'm amazed what he's done, and I just want to come here and support. I retired from playing overseas ball. I've been over probably 12 different countries, from Germany to France to Japan. You name it, I've been there. You know, I've been playing there. Even from the NBA, I came out, did the NBA for, we like to call it a cup of coffee.
Right.
So everybody say you're pro, but you know, it's a lot of politics that goes into that. And I had my stint, and you know, I had a great time, you know, on my journey. But I'm recently retired, and I'm here to join the 360 family. And just here, you know, we got 2 great Cards legends. We got Cards legends coming through here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to keep that work ethic, and just keep that good momentum that he's putting out there in this community.
Absolutely. And Peyton's been really good at that. Peyton and Dean have been friends of mine for a long, long time. And the one thing I will say, I've seen more Cardinal during the summer runs. It's full up here, isn't it, Blake?
Oh yeah, there's people left and right you haven't seen in years. They're up here.
Right.
They're getting after it. It's competitive play. Everybody's.
Well, and it's not just former Louisville players either. There's NBA players in here all the time.
For sure. People from college still in the summer, getting some runs in the summer. We've got pro players in. I mean, NBA and overseas. I mean, you see everybody in here.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people. Just to peel back take the curtains back a little bit. Overseas basketball isn't all as, I mean, for a lot of people, isn't the fun and games people think it is. There's a lot of, like you said, a lot of politics.
It's a grind.
One of my best friends, he was the first person that I knew that played ball overseas. Went to Turkey for a year. He didn't get his paycheck for the whole year until like a week after the season was over. There were some, like you said, political stuff, not paying them and not playing, just a bunch of stuff. It just doesn't. And I know several guys that have went over there and come back, and I'm not making light of the situation. They've come back a completely different person because they've been in solitude. They've been by themselves. So what was it like for you?
It depends on where you're going.
Okay.
The first place I went to, I was at Lithuania, and they're like 20 years behind on everything. You know, they still have fatback screen TVs and stuff, and I don't know, they have stone streets. But
okay.
But it wasn't the most pleasant place. But I think I went. It was a good thing that I went there first, because when I got to my next team in Belgium, I learned to appreciate more. And once I got there, you know, I got Pizza Hut. I got all these places that I'm familiar. Because when you're American, you just want to look for things that are familiar to you,
right? From
America, you know, just things that you can identify with.
Sure.
Because you know, the English barrier and everything. So once I got to Belgium, it was amazing from there. You know, I had everything I needed. I've probably only been in, I say, 2 places I won't go back again. That's Lithuania and no disrespect to China, but
shout out to all the people in China listening.
we love China. We love China. But as far as the team and the program, I love China, the place where I was at, like Beijing, Shanghai, but just the team that I was playing for wasn't always the best. And like you said, you deal with payment issues and, you know, different things. It's not the NBA. You know, sponsorships are different. Money's just not always coming in. You know, if you don't perform or if you don't win, then unfortunately it's going to be times where you don't get paid. So just depending on what club you're with. I've played for some great clubs and I played for some bad clubs. I've only played for 2 clubs that I don't think are the best, but everybody else I got paid either early or on time, and the experience was great, and the food. Japan's amazing. Taiwan, I love your food. Duck, love duck anywhere. Yeah.
Well, cool. And that's part of the part. Like I said, not everybody's built like that to be able to go over and do stuff like that. For people like me and you, I believe just the experience and seeing different cultures and doing new things would be worth it to me. I don't know that I'd be happy with people playing with my money, but probably a lot of the times on time felt like it was early when you got paid because, again, my buddy that played in Turkey and Barcelona, he quit after 2 years because his experience was, we don't ever get paid. I can't send any money back to my family. This ain't worth it. I'm gonna get a new thing. So again, everybody's experiences are different. So Blake, jump in anytime. You're the co-host. You get to talk.
I'm not trying to talk over you. I'm waiting for my part. But,
I'm like 3 feet taller than you. You're not gonna hop over in any manner. So kind of tell us what brought you back to Louisville specifically.
Oh, that's a good question. I have a great saying, you go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. I'm gonna try to say that one more time. Go to where you're celebrated and not tolerated. I feel like when I walk through the city, when I come here, it's just like this big old thing, I'm celebrated here. I'm able to interact with the community positively. And I just got a lot of support. It was a few things going on back at home, just a few tough losses I took from family. And now I'm here because I got around my family, my other family.
Sure.
And I'm here training hard. I'm working out every day, working with the kids. I've been working with kids for about 2 years. I've been doing camps. I've been personal training. I've been running clinics, all everything you can think of, because I love to be in the gym. I love to work with kids, and this is what I've been called to do. This is what I love to do, and that's it. I'm glad Peyton has been able to build, him and his family, his wife, have been able to build this nucleus for former players to come back in and flourish.
Absolutely. And sorry for whatever the losses. That's your personal business. Whatever losses you went through, we're praying for you on that. Just lost my dad last year, so I kind of that feeling is a little bit too familiar. So let everybody know we're not trying to run an infomercial for Shoot 360, but they are being nice enough to let us in here and record. Yeah. So, and it's a beautiful facility. Like if you've not been out here yet, come out here. Why are you the perfect fit for Shoot 360, or why was it the perfect fit for you?
Just like I said, the support. I've have a lot of I can bring to the table. Being a former professional, we're here to get kids better, create an environment for them to come and learn and get pro tips that they can actually use and that'll translate into making them better players. If you want to come down to see me, I'm here. Get me on the schedule. And like I said, I just want to get kids better and feed into them. My career it's on the downside. I'm done. So now it's time to feed and pour into the younger generation and see them be successful. And I also want to give them some tips and some things that I may have missed along the way.
Sure.
That they can avoid those pitfalls and be able to bypass any mistakes and excel their careers.
It's so weird because growing up, you ignore all the advice you get because you think you know better. And then when you get older, you're like, man, what if I'd have just listened to the advice I got?
Man,
and it hits you quick too.
It hits you hard, and you just try to go back and you try to redo it. It's like, all you can do is, learn. Life gives you the biggest lessons just going through life, and if you could try to help somebody else, and if you see somebody kind of going down that same path or want to make that same mistakes, those same mistakes that you may have made, and but when you're young, you're so bullheaded, you don't really want to just let those, especially when feel like you're on top of the world, you're Terrence Jennings, your posters everywhere. It's just like you kind of feed into that. But if somebody can grab you and bring you back down to ground level, and somebody that you will really listen to, then the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
I encounter that a lot with my nieces. I think that's my karma coming back to me because I'll be sitting there like, oh, they only hit me up when they need a ride somewhere, this and that. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's how I did my mom and dad too. I didn't mean to do that. They're probably not meaning to do. You still learn. You never stop learning, I feel.
For sure.
Let's go to text line. James says, hello, everybody. Robert says, ho, ho, ho. Don't be calling me names. Tony Bowman says, hey, everybody. And James and Tony both love the saying, celebrated, not tolerated. So they wanted to pass that along to you.
Yeah, for sure. I live by that motto. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. It could be anybody, you know, it doesn't matter if they're family members, anybody, you know, you just want to be around good, positive people, not people that are going to enable you, people that are going to hold you accountable, but still want to see you win and be successful. And you should be able to reciprocate that. It should become, like you said, full 360.
You want people that, and that's another thing I tell my girls all the time. Like, they've got friends that I don't approve of. They got friends that I do approve of. And they tend to always hang out with the ones that I don't care for too much. And I'm like, y'all need to be around people that are going to motivate you. You see how they're unmotivated, and nothing against them. That, you know, that's how they were raised to the way that they are. But I'm like, girls, you've got to be around people that are going to set you up for success, that are going to push you, that are going to motivate you, and not just accept you at your flaws and stuff. So absolutely, I love that as well. We're going to do a couple of fun questions real quick, and then we're going to let you go because we know everybody. Blake stopped working to come in here and help me out, and I appreciate that. Not that he was really doing too much to begin with, but I'm joking. Tell us some of your favorite Louisville Cardinals of all time that you didn't play with.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh,
because it'd be easy to be like, Samardo, Sos, Jerry, PK. That's
my
easy.
favorite that I didn't play with, their character. Let's see, Ellis. Ellis is my guy.
Good dude.
How you Muhammad?
Al-Haji?
Al-Haji. I don't want to get his name. Al-Haji, my guy, man.
He'll definitely call you out if you don't say anything, if you don't say it right.
I like you a lot. I like his work ethic. Worked very hard. Who else, man? There's so many.
Because you played with Earl for 1 year. The only reason you didn't play with Derek for a year is because he got booted.
Yeah, he got.
Shout out to DC. Love you, bro.
We love you. We love you, DC. Earl is that was probably one of the main guys that I really locked in with when I first got to school. That's who I kind of gravitated to a lot. Some would say maybe kind of looked up to him in a way because he was just doing it. He was the guy, you know, and just how he carried himself and just what type of person he was, very honorable. But everybody that I came across, from the alumni, even all the way back to Antoine, well, he didn't go here, but Antoine Walker, I know he came and did some coaching with us for a while.
Yeah, he did.
But we got a good time together. Walt last name? Walter. Walt.
Gosh.
Big Walt. He played for UK though, but he still
McCarty.
Yeah, played for Boston Celtics. Just another mentor that I had.
We've had a lot of former.
There's a lot of UK.
We don't say that word on the show, Terrence.
Okay.
Wayne Turner too. He was a assistant coach for a while. So no, I'm just kidding. You can say what you want.
I know the rivalry is still there.
Oh, you're born with the rivalry. You can't even really choose. Either you're born the right way or you're born the blue way. It doesn't. It is what it is.
When I first got to campus, my first day, nobody cared about the season. They didn't care about the tournament. They didn't care about anything in life but beat UK. That's all. That's anything and everything that any of the fans could talk about. And I just remember coming here, I was like, we got to beat UK. We have to beat them. And we eventually did. Shout out Sos. That nice top of the three. Hey, my boy, man.
The dagger.
So you talk about Kentucky. You were recruited by Kentucky. I mean, top of the line, Bob Hug, you were recruited by West Virginia, correct?
Right. Yes.
And a Cali kid, what was it like for Rick Pitino to come into your house? If you did an in-person visit, come in and say, hey, we need you at the University of Louisville. Like, what was that like?
Well, funny story. I knew about Coach P at that time from Sebastian Telfair through the Fire.
Yeah.
And it was a popular documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, at that time, this way back in 2008, that that's really the only thing I knew that about Coach P was he was a Hall of Fame coach, and he was just this big deal. But I didn't understand what was going on. And then when people told me he was looking at me, he was really interested. I just remember getting really excited because I was originally committed to the University of Maryland. That's the school I was verbally committed to. Dropped that commitment, and I gave an official commitment to University of Louisville after my visit. And Coach Pitino my last prep school, because I went to prep school in Massachusetts, Notre Dame Prep. Shout out Notre Dame Prep, Kimmy English, all those guys. I see Gabby in here too. Gabby Bilardo. Yeah. And so graduated from there, and Coach P brought me a birthday cake to one of my games. He flew on a private jet. And I remember everybody was like, oh my gosh, Coach Pitino's here and he's bringing you a cake? So after that, I was like, super big deal. I was like, yeah, I got Coach P to bring me a birthday cake. And he flew on a private jet. He came spicing like the last half and left and everything. And then next thing you know, I'm here and playing at Freedom Hall and in front of 20,000 people.
Is there anything, maybe it was on a team bus, maybe it was maybe going to a practice or in practice, was there like one thing that he said to you that really stuck with you throughout your whole career that really might have flipped the switch, that really got you flipped in another way, that maybe unlocked some potential that you didn't know you had?
He said a lot of things to me. They came into fruition later on in life. At the time, a lot of things he would say to me, I'm so young, it didn't really connect with me until later on in life. But he used to say a lot of good stuff. He used to say a lot of mean stuff too. But he used to say just the potential I had and what I needed to work on to be the great player that he felt that I was, and he recruited.
Blake, this is my show. You're asking too many questions.
I'll go back to work.
I'm messing. Yeah, go ahead. No. Question that's burning, and I told you this before the show, and I knew it was going to be asked on the chat line. Yeah. The TBT. It's been a wonderful thing for the community over the last couple of years. We've had a little bit of futility at the University of Louisville, and things are looking up with the addition of Pat Kelsey as the new head coach, and him hiring knuckleheads like Peyton Siva to help him out. I'm just kidding, Peyton. But TBT has been a wonderful thing as far as bringing up the morale for the community and being able to just see guys. This past year, it was phenomenal. We had Trez, had Anawaku, had Peyton, had Russ. A lot of your boys were on the team, and here's what I'll say. I was talking to my brother last night, and I was like, I'm so glad I get to talk to Terrence tomorrow, because when you think of dynamic duos, there's really three that stand out. It's DC and Earl, it's Gorgie and Trez, and it's TJ and Samardo. And even for the younger folk, like this baby over here next to me, like you might even be able to go back and say Ellis and gosh, it was with Ellis that would
was it your boy he's from, is it Columbia?
Oh yeah, yes, Juan Palacios. Yeah. Palacios. So you could even go back there for some of the people who are not as seasoned as myself and Terrence are. But yeah, interested in the TBT at all? Something you might think about?
I honestly didn't even think about it until you asked me, just literally like maybe 20 minutes ago. It wasn't even on my radar. I always see them put together the tournament, and I see them posting all the players on Facebook, and I'm like, why nobody call me? But I would like to do the TBT. I want to win, first off.
Absolutely.
So I'm considering it. With my shape, I'm going to be getting in shape every day, but why not?
Can you imagine if, because Earl was supposed to play on it a couple years ago, but was it last year?
I think it's the big three.
He's the big three.
Ice Cube told him he couldn't do it. Yeah. Like he had already committed to our team.
Yeah, it was already publicized and everything.
It was already press release. It was all official, and Ice Cube was like, "No,
nah."
And you got to listen to Ice Cube. Like who wouldn't listen? Who wouldn't listen to Cube? But man, to have one more run with like you and Earl and Samardo, because Samardo's been interested in it too, and I have no idea why it didn't work out. I don't know if Mardo's still play. I think he's still playing overseas.
Mardo's in Milan. Shout out Milan. He's dropping buckets in Milan. He's doing his thing. He's still a dominant force. I just talked to Samardo literally 2 weeks ago. He was inviting me out overseas with him and come hang out. But he's definitely in shape. He's definitely ready to go. I
Just
think,
saying, a little reunion. We might be able to get a little reunion going.
yeah, I mean, I love playing with Peyton and Russ. I used to get some of the easiest buckets just from those two guys because they know how to create. Peyton is just a great reader. Russ is just a great ball handler. It's just I really love playing with those guys. So as long as I'm up to par and try to get some of my athleticism back, we're gonna win the whole thing.
Okay, y'all heard it here first.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Got a ton of people tuning in live. I didn't think we were going to have that big of a live crowd because everybody's at work. Huge live crowd right now, and there are going to be even more people that check this out later, for sure. I do want to give a shout out to our guy, number 55 on Louisville's basketball team currently, Spencer Legg. He's got a foundation. He is a type 1 diabetic Division I athlete, and it's called Spencer's Stand. If you go to spencerstand.com, it tells Spencer's story. Great kid. He's I believe he's like a 6'8". I think he's listed as a forward/guard. He's a big kid. And it tells the story of like all of his struggles growing up and stuff. And the really cool thing about it is he's got 3 NIL opportunities, which don't even get me started on that because I wish we had NIL when I was in school. And I know TJ did too, wishes the same. For $10, you can do a virtual hangout with them for an hour. Okay. Spencer Legg, you can hang out with them for an hour virtually, just like you're hanging out with me now, but I don't charge y'all nothing yet. The second option, you can go to the Cooper Center, which is the practice facility for the men's basketball team, shoot ball with them for 2 hours, hang out, talk to whoever else is up there, have a good time. And that's $50 for 2 hours. But the best one is, it's called the Game Day Experience. And what you get to do is, you meet him before the game. You go hang out in the locker room with him and all the players and coaches. You're there from the start to the end. You're in the locker room before the game. You're in the locker room after the game, and you get premium seats during the game. It's $50 also. So great prices, great deal. Make sure I always try it because even though I played football at Louisville, basketball is my first love, and I had way more friends, way more people I connected with that played basketball at Louisville than football, other than my teammates. I had more people that I connected with basketball wise over the years, from DeJuan Wheat all the way to Sky Clark last year, and even Kenai Roos this year. Like, I've known people on the team every year ever since DeJuan Wheat, and just great people, brothers, friends. Love those guys. So make sure you're supporting current Cardinal Spencer Legg if you can. If you can help sponsor the podcast, again, we've got the YouTube subscriptions, which gives you extra access to the podcast team, and we have the gifts, which means like if you're watching the show and you think we're doing a good job, click on the gift button on YouTube and it'll send us a little something to help us keep the podcast going with all the maintenance and stuff that it includes. Tony Bowman has just wrote in, so glad that Louisville feels like home to you. TJ, we love our cards. That's from Tony Bowman. Shout out to him. Appreciate him in his words. Please make sure you're supporting the photographers of CardinalSportsZone.com. Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, Keith Russell, Justin Kruger. They cover each individual sports. Jeff will be out there tomorrow night shooting the Final Four and probably the championship game as well. Just it's nothing but clicking on a link and looking through the pictures. We always take, and we have for the last 13 years. Our birthday is actually coming up on the 26th of the month. So it'll be 13 years that we've been in business, and we appreciate all y'all's love and support. And we couldn't do it without you. That is for sure. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. You can find the audio version of this podcast on over 130 different avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, iHeart, and more. Hit subscribe, like, plus whatever you have to do to get our episodes loaded to your phone, downloaded to your phone or PC instantly after they're done. Or you just watch them on YouTube. You get them live and available immediately. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back, check them all out. Go to CardinalSportsZone.com, click on the podcast drop-down menu. Everything that we did before we were on 93.9 DeVille is listed under archives. Everything we've done Since is listed under CSZ Podcast because, as you all know, once my dad got sick, I did have to start doing these at home instead of doing them on the radio. So all the stuff post 93.9 is there. Shout out to our guys at 93.9, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work from Monday through Friday, 10 to noon on 93.9 DeVille. Terrence, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me at we_love treetop. Also, let me make sure a sec. I'm sorry, I got a new page. It's called SAC_airborne.
So SAC_airborne.
Yes, SAC_airborne. That's my basketball page. You can inbox me there if you want to schedule a session, book a session. Also, Shoot 360. You can find me available to book your sessions ASAP.
Yeah, you came in today. Didn't even know you'd already been booked.
Yeah, I did. It's the bookings have been going, going crazy, but that's why I'm here, because, like I said, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. The Louisville community has been the best community towards me. I love it here, and I just appreciate everybody, the love, the support, and if you want to come see me, and if you see me out and you want to take a picture, I'll do a picture with you or anything. I love the fans here, so if you see me, come say hi. If you want to come up here, get some shots up, book me for a session, anything. We'll have coffee. I love coffee. We'll have lunch, whatever.
He loves coffee.
I love coffee a lot. I love coffee. But if anybody wants to see me, I'm open, and I love the support, and I'm just excited to get it back ingratiated and get intertwined back in with the community.
Absolutely. And what was I was going to say? Oh, that's his Instagram page. Don't even bother getting his Twitter name just yet. We'll get that figured out.
I'm gonna get my Twitter together. Just give me about a week. I'm gonna make a good Twitter.
Blake's he's an expert as far as comes to
I don't know about that.
Well, I would say that
Twitter is just kind of, it's wild. It's all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Every time I click on there, it's just, I don't know what's going on.
You got to get in the right algorithm. You get in the right algorithm, you find the things made for you.
I need somebody to get me in the right algorithm, because there's certain things that I don't want to see. Okay.
There's a function where you can mute keywords like Kentucky or other stuff like that. But no, it's a real cool thing. And he's new to it, because before we started the show, he was like, Twitter, I got X. I'm like, the same thing. It's the same thing.
I know it is. I just got to play around with it.
But we'll get you, I promise you, the second that Blake gets his Twitter page, IT Blake over here gets his Twitter page up and running, we'll get that out to our thousands and thousands of followers that we have, and with no problem. We always do that for every we like to call them Cardinals Forever, not former Cards. So Cardinal Forever Terrence Jennings, we'll get that, and we're gonna promote everything you have. So anytime you have anything you need shot out there, let me know, and we'll do that. T-shirt hooligan, we got some news breaking on Twitter about T-shirt hooligan later today. There's going to be some Cardinal Sports Zone apparel that's going to be available for the holidays for the next 2 weeks. So make sure you hop on T-shirt hooligan and take advantage of that. Blake, do you have any final words? You did a great job.
I appreciate it.
You did a great job.
Didn't want to come here and say too much, step over anybody. I think it went all right. So.
Sure.
It was not awful.
Appreciate you.
It could have been worse.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
It could have been Luke Whitehead in here with us.
I do look like that.
No, I have to do look like that. Terrence, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. You got any final words, man?
Go Card Nation. I love you, and come see me. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Look, for Terrence and for Blake, let's see, do we have any more chats? Fabian, what's up, man? All right. Well, for Terrence, for Blake, and myself, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. And we will be back on Sunday with Cardinal Forever, Larry O'Bannon. And we'll have him on. We had to start with my guy Terrence first, though. We'll see y'all later. Go Cards.